Hi there, everybody. This is Mark Edelman, speech-language pathologist, and welcome to the teaching of talking. This little video is about memory and how to diminish the ability of forgetting. Now, many of you know that many with aphasia, many with apraxia, and many with speaking difficulties associated with brain disease or brain dysfunction or brain development. We all know that sometimes memory is affected. And so I just want to talk to you about a few things that are really very, very, very commonsensical that could hopefully get you thinking about memory and how you can help your loved one with aphasia or with anything like that with their memory. Now, it could be memory for words. We all know that those with Broca's aphasia have difficulty initiating speech and coming up with a word. Quite often they know the word, but they can't say it. But with our teaching of talking method, we exercise the brain and the language formulation center through intensive question and answers about normal everyday things that are going on in their lives. We don't spend any time on workbooks or stuff like that. So you could have a problem with memory for words. There's also memory for like where you put stuff. And you might say, well, what are you doing about memory for where I put stuff? Well, yeah, even the person with aphasia sometimes may have not always put something back where it always goes. And so one of the things that I learned as an adult, because I used to lose my keys all the time. That's one of the worst things in the world when you have to go somewhere, you have a date or you have an appointment or something, and you go to get your keys and you can't find the darn things. And then you have to go looking through your purse, or you have to go looking through your jacket or your slacks or on your desk or on the kitchen counter, wherever it may be. And then you may end up even being late because you can't find the darn things. So one of the things that I learned late in life was always to put my keys in a certain place so that when I come home, immediately they go to a certain place. And then whenever I have to go anywhere, I just open up the door to that little cabinet, and there those little suckers are. So that's really kind of cool. For those of us who don't always remember where we put things, that is a really important and kind of a fun thing to do, to be able to know that you know where something is and that you could get it almost any time. So you might be thinking, well, Mark, yeah, okay, I get that, but where are you going with all this? Well, where I'm going with all of this is, so when I learned how to put my keys back in a certain cabinet, I always did it. Now, it's the same thing that goes with speech. So if you're working with somebody with speech, then you always want to do something at a certain time, just like the keys. Whenever I come through the door, I put it in the little cabinet. Whenever I go out, I get the keys from the little cabinet. So it's always the same thing. So the trick is with language stimulation and language memory is to always, in the context of the situation, whatever the word is that's necessary at that moment, you're saying it and having them saying it. the consistency of doing anything we know creates habits, good and bad. I think I said in the video that I did years ago, I used to do home health care, and always at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'd feel like I was falling asleep driving through down near Sebring and Lake Placid in Florida. And I used to always stop at the 7-Eleven and get some peanut M&Ms, and I'd pop a couple of those and I'd feel much better. Well, soon before I knew it, it was like an alarm clock. Every time I felt that way, I'd stop and get those M&Ms, and then it was like almost impossible for me to break that habit. But that's what we want to do. We want to establish a habit. We want to establish a habit of talking. And we want to establish a habit of talking very systematically in a very certain situation. So if it's coffee, you're saying coffee. If it's your breakfast, you're saying breakfast. If it's time for the shower, you're saying shower. If you're saying more coffee, it's more coffee. If it's saying waffles, if it's saying pancakes, if it's saying blueberries, if it's saying cereal, anything, you're stimulating that word at that time. And when you get in the habit of doing that, it's much better than going to a speech therapy class in some dark room somewhere and having somebody repeat words to you that you don't even say half the time. So you can have your own intensive speech therapy class right at home. Just remember that if you want to facilitate memory, always do it in accordance with a certain activity. So if you're coming home with your keys, the keys go in the cabinet. If you're going out, we say going out, or whatever it is that, or if it's a sentence, we say we're going out, depending where they are. If they're at the single word level, it's just out. If they're at the phrase level, it's going out. If it's at the sentence level, we're going out. But the whole trick is that you stimulate the speech in accordance with the situation, and you make sure that every time that situation occurs, you're stimulating either the word, the phrase, or the sentence. So that's just a little tidbit from the teaching of talking. This is Mark Ittleman. If you've liked this video, I hope you'll give us a thumbs up. And if you'd like to subscribe, please do that. There's a little subscribe button. And underneath the video are a bunch of links if you want to speak to me personally about mentoring or about a class for you. If you'd like to learn about how to help your loved one talk, or how to help your loved one remember better, or if you'd like an independent study course for those with aphasia, we have all of that. We have a bunch of products. And there's my email address. So if you want to send me an email, you can do that. And if you want to sign up for our weekly blogs and videos, you can do that. And so there's just a whole lot of ways that you can kind of stay in touch with us. We love working with people who have aphasia or apraxia or dysarthria. And we've developed an expertise on it from doing and specializing with people with neurological speech difficulties for going on 5 decades, or for 5 decades. I hate to say, but that's the way it is, folks. So we hope to see you. Give me a call, or send me an email, or whatever you want to do, but let's become members of the Teaching of Talking family. We'd love to help you, and I'm sure I can teach you how to help your loved one speak better, or even your client for that matter. So just have a great day today, a week. Have a great month, a great year, and of course, a great lifetime. Don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe, and if there's something down below that interests you, check it out, okay? Bye-bye now.